Welcome to the news here on IETV and to our viewers on itvtt.com. I'm Michael Dume. Thank you for joining us. In the headlines, Defense Minister Wayne Sturge confirms U.S.-provided radar in Tobago to remain in operation indefinitely. Cop Alistair Guevara explains body camera use during post-Carnival review. Minister of Culture and Community Development Michelle Benjamin says $137 million Carnival 2026 investment paid off, boosted visitors and communities. In our top story, Minister of Defense Wayne Sturge has confirmed that the United States-provided radar system in Tobago will remain in operation indefinitely. He said the advanced surveillance technology has become critical to Trinidad and Tobago's national security, significantly strengthening the country's capacity to detect, track, and intercept narcotics and illegal weapons shipments moving through its maritime and aerial spaces.
We would have the use of the radar for the foreseeable future. I can't give a definitive timeline. And the reason why we need it, we already have a radar center, but our radar systems are somewhat limited. The radar systems provided by the US, they work with drone technology and satellite communications and so on, so that it offers a lot more than what we have. And that is needed at this point in time to achieve certain objectives because, as you would appreciate, the fleet, the Coast Guard's fleet is not what it should be. So that we need the assistance in terms of detection, which would help us with the limited fleet we have. It would help us to respond in a timely manner and intercept.
Commissioner of Police Alistair Guevara has addressed questions surrounding the use of body cameras during a post-Carnival press conference hosted by the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. In response, Commissioner Guevara said officers were wearing body cameras even if they were not always easily visible. He explained that the TTPS currently has 180 body cameras in circulation across Trinidad and Tobago. However, due to the limited supply, not every officer deployed on frontline duty is equipped with one.
Firstly, you are right to say that you didn't see them wearing it because they were wearing them. We have just 180 body cameras available for service in the TTPS, and they have been distributed throughout the entire Trinidad and Tobago island nation. I have always been an advocate for the wearing of body cameras. Even before my current position, I have utilized body cameras in many ingenious ways. I have actually utilized body cameras to do suspect interviews. And one of the more well-known interviews I did was before Senior Counsel Pamela Elder, and she would have welcomed the use of the body camera during that interview. So it's nothing that to say that I have been averse to. What actually you saw was the Commissioner of Police showing the entire TTPS that nothing is wrong with wearing the body cameras. The members of the TTPS are not averse to wearing the body cameras, but at this point in time, due to circumstances beyond our control, we don't have the body cameras to utilize.
Deputy Commissioner of Police Suzette Martin says the 19 serious crimes recorded during the 2026 Carnival period remain under review as the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service works to verify the data before releasing a detailed breakdown.
If I could go back as far as 2020, we had 60 crimes reported in that year. 2021, we had 74. 2022, we had 79. In 2023, we had 56. 2024, we had 53. In 2025, we had 62. At this time, we are still going through our stats, so I can say at this time we have 19 thus far.
Michelle Benjamin, Minister of Culture and Community Development, described the $137 million investment in Carnival 2026 as money well spent, saying the spending delivered record visitor arrivals, stimulated communities nationwide, and laid the foundation for an even larger and more impactful Carnival 2027.
Total government investment of $137 million well spent. Visitors projections of 37,000 we have reached, and in reports coming in may have surpassed this. Hotels full over 100% occupancy, and persons could not find space in Port of Spain. Carnival 2026 circulated money and opportunity across communities from Port of Spain to Toco to Miaro and even Sandy Grande. Total jobs so far is
She noted that 32 regional carnival committees saw record numbers of people in some spaces.
Itself, I would say Murga could contend those numbers, and even Sandy Grande with over 20,000 persons coming out. But you could see that the $6 million invested by the government was money well spent. Persons felt safer this year, so they came out to participate. When it comes to our general safety, as I said before, we would have spent over $3.2 million. Money went to REACT, money went to TTPS, and also with regards to private security. We wanted to make sure that everyone participating in the carnival felt safe, secure, and that persons looking on with regards to the build-up to the mega days, which were Monday and Tuesday, felt safe enough to come out, and we saw that and persons coming out with regards to the Juve, and even persons and patrons coming out to view the pretty mass.
The minister said the season's newest attraction, the Flavor Village, shattered expectations, drawing more than 20,000 people on Carnival Friday alone.
We have received in the last press conference over 150,000 patrons. By now, we would have surpassed that, reaching 200,000 patrons. Flavor, that edition, will be closing on the 28th of this month, coming back next year with even more offerings to the general public and to those visiting.
We pause for a moment. More news when we come back.
Perfection doesn't happen by chance. Like an artist, the cook selects the main ingredient, one that is worthy of a proud cultural tradition. Trusted to enhance your creations with its richness and versatility. To create a cooking masterpiece, the secret is simple. The brand we know, the brand we trust, the brand our ancestors have been using for generations.
There is only one pure cow brand ghee. Look for the marks of authenticity.
Tile Expressions Limited, as one of the largest importers of tiles, offers an extensive range of high-quality tiles in ceramic, porcelain, granite, stone, and mosaic options. Additionally, we offer a variety of tile accessories and bathroom sets to complement any decor style. We are committed to providing exceptional customer service and swift delivery of all products. From indoor and outdoor tiles to bathroom sets and tile accessories, we have curated a range that caters to both traditional and modern taste. Lampus 13, Ajudha Road, Munro Road, Canopio. Call 223-8453.
Welcome back. The Central Statistical Office has released the Consumer Price Index for January 2026, showing a slight increase in inflation compared to the previous month. The inflation rate for January 2026 stood at 0.7%, up from 0.4% in December 2025, and matching the rate recorded for the same period last year. The all items index rose to 125.8, an increase of 0.5% over December. Food and non-alcoholic beverages recorded a 0.3% rise, driven mainly by higher prices for items such as fresh chicken, fish, vegetables, rice, and plantains, though these increases were partially offset by lower prices for items including cucumber, potatoes, tea, cooking oil, and some vegetables. Other increases were recorded in alcoholic beverages and tobacco, health, recreation and culture, hotels, cafes and restaurants, and miscellaneous goods and services, while declines were noted in furnishings, transport, and communication. Soca star Marshall Montano has described his latest Road March victory as an extraordinary moment, saying his record-breaking achievement should be formally recognized in Trinidad and Tobago's history. Reflecting on securing his 12th Road March title, Montano said the milestone deserves the same national significance as iconic sporting achievements, including Hazley Crawford's Olympic gold, Cushion Walcott's Olympic triumph, Brian Lara's record-breaking 375, and the legendary feats of Garfield Sobers.
Should be marked like Hazley Crawford winning a gold medal, or Keisha Walcott winning a gold medal, or Brian Lara breaking 375 Sobers. I hope I get a little house, a diplomatic passport like Skinny and them. At least get back my bus route pass. I just hope for one Trinidad and Tobago they recognize us as hard-working entertainers in the music industry.
Calypso legend and polio survivor David Ruther OCC has been honored with the prestigious Paul Harris Fellow Award by the Rotary Club of Central Port of Spain. The award was presented in connection with the club's 2025 Poor Man's Dinner, held in support of Rotary International's End Polio Now campaign. It recognizes not only Rudder's extraordinary contribution to music and culture, but also his personal journey as a survivor of polio. Rotary said Rudder's life and legacy stand as a powerful symbol of resilience and purpose, highlighting the importance of completing the global fight to eradicate polio and ensuring future generations are protected. Nicholas Paul delivered a standout performance at the Pan American Track Cycling Championships in Santiago, Chile, where he executed a dominant ride in the men's keirin final to claim the gold medal, giving Trinidad and Tobago its second gold of the event. In that race, he surged to the front and maintained his lead to cross the line ahead of Colombia's Kevin Quintero, silver, and Canada's Nick Wham's bronze. Here's a look.
Here comes the big man from Trinidad and Tobago, Nicholas Paul.
Big move from Nicholas Paul. Can he ride them all away here? He takes the bell with a good few bike lengths advantage. Can he see it home? It's down to Jack Cohen of Scotland to try and chase the man from Trinidad and Tobago. They're coming, but they're not coming anything like fast enough. A brilliant ride from Nicholas Paul, the Commonwealth gold medalist here in London. Sensational. He destroyed the field, Nicholas Paul.
You're watching IETV. We'll return after these messages.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high-quality bromate-free, all-purpose and whole wheat flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisho Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisho Limited, quality you can trust.
Are you renewing your motor, homeowner or business insurances shortly? Then call Kalyani Limited, agency for Tatil, for a competitive quote. With 2 locations, Todd Street, El Socorro and 5 Rivers, Aruca. Please call us at 221-5051 or 227-5051. Kalyani Limited, agency for Tatil, building relationships exceeding expectations.
Welcome back. Trinidad and Tobago's Energy Minister Rudal Monilal has acknowledged missed opportunities to better align Trinidad and Tobago's energy agenda with those of Guyana and Suriname. Speaking during his Day 2 address at the Guyana Energy Conference and Supply Chain Expo in Georgetown, Dr. Monilal said there was regret that in recent years, deeper collaboration had not taken place. At the same time, he pitched Port of Spain as a ready and capable industrial partner for Guyana's and Suriname's petroleum and natural gas development. Minister Monilal said the new administration, which took office in April 2025, has mandated a renewed approach to regional engagement with a focus on closer cooperation in energy policy and development. He revealed that the government has been directed to deepen ties with both countries and strengthen regional collaboration.
Trinidad and Tobago is called a mature province. We have been in the oil and gas business for over 100 years. We have a built-out multi-billion-dollar infrastructure on both land and sea. We are beyond oil. We are now a gas economy that produces natural gas for particularly two purposes. One, for liquefied natural gas, Atlantic LNG, flagship plant, and of course the Point Lisas and other industries too around Point Lisas where natural gas is the feeder for several chemical plants, ammonia, methanol, fertilizer, and so on. So we are, I said yesterday, and I just keep the perspective that I sense a regret, that we have not been able as a country to have deeper and more meaningful collaboration with Guyana and Suriname over the recent past, since 2017 or 18 or thereabout. And that we intended to use this week fundamentally to change that.
Let's now take a look at some international news.
Shifting our focus now, Venezuela's acting president, Delcy Rodriguez, has signed the historic amnesty law.
From the standpoint of an interim Chavista president, you have to know how to ask for forgiveness, and you also have to know how to receive forgiveness, and that is the process that is opened with this amnesty law.
Rodriguez is said to have pushed for the legislation under pressure from Washington. Several human rights organizations say the law falls short of offering relief for hundreds of political prisoners in the country. The approved law provides amnesty for involvement in political protests and violent actions which took place during a brief coup in 2002 and demonstrations or elections in certain months between 2004 and 2005. People convicted of military rebellion in 2019 are excluded. The law, remember, removes international arrest warrants for those granted amnesty. Meanwhile, tribunals must decide on amnesty requests within 15 days. The law does not detail the exact crimes which would be eligible for amnesty. However, a previous draft laid out several crimes, including investigation and instigation of illegal activity, resistance to authorities, rebellion, and treason. The amnesty law enactment comes as thousands of Venezuelans have been jailed in recent years over plots, real or imagined, to overthrow the government of Nicolas Maduro. Meanwhile, some fear that the law could be used by the government to pardon its own and selectively deny freedom to real prisoners of conscience.
America's most powerful warship is in position. Fighter jets are surging. Massive armada is readying. It is the biggest air deployment in West Asia since 2003 Iraq invasion. Satellite images show Iraq repairing and fortifying military sites. The big question is the U.S. truly ready for war with Iran?
Jets roar off decks. Missiles arm in silos. Fleets converge on choke points. Iran-US showdown brews fast as Russian warship hold drills with Iranians. The deployment unseen since the shock and awe invasion of Iraq, the US has saturated West Asian skies with a concentrated wall of fire. F-22 Raptors, long-range bombers, and strike packages are flooding regional bases. The message is clear. The window for talk is slamming shut.
Well, there's many reasons and arguments that one could make for a strike against Iran. The president had a very successful operation as commander-in-chief with Operation Midnight Hammer, as you know, as you just said, totally obliterated Iran's nuclear facilities. The president has always been very clear, though, with respect to Iran or any country around the world, diplomacy is always his first option, and Iran would be very wise to make a deal with President Trump and with this administration.
Tehran isn't flinching. The Iranian military is digging in for a scorched earth confrontation. It has activated its missile silos. The Iranian armed forces are on high alert. Satellite images show that Iran has recently built a concrete shield over a new facility at a sensitive military site and covered it in soil. The theater of tension is peaking with tensions. In the Sea of Oman and northern Indian Ocean, Iran is conducting joint naval drills with Russia. Experts call this a pointed display of cooperation amid fears. Washington could launch strikes within days. Warships are moving in attack formation. Missiles are tested. Signals are exchanged without words. The risk is not theoretical. If conflict erupts, it would not be a contained exchange. Iran's missile arsenal can target US bases across the region. American air power can devastate strategic infrastructure. Oil routes could be threatened. Global markets would shudder. Diplomacy is still alive, but the preparations suggest both nations are gaming out worst-case scenarios.
Reeling from the suspension of the Indus Waters Treaty, Pakistan now has more reason to worry. Its water woes are set to worsen, with the summer season setting in within a few weeks' time. India is set to block the flow of excess water from the Ravi River into Pakistan, as the Shahpur Dam will be operational soon. As per reports, the Jammu and Kashmir Water Resources Minister has stated that the work on this project is likely to be completed by the 31st of March. Now, this project dates back to 1979, when an agreement was signed between the governments of Punjab and Jammu and Kashmir for the construction of the Ranjit Sagar and Shahpur dams. In 1982, the then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi also laid the foundation stone for the project. While the Ranjit Sagar Dam was completed, the Shahpur project was stuck for decades, owing to disputes between state governments. Although it was designated as a national project in 2008, the work picked up pace in 2018, owing to the initiative of the Narendra Modi-led government. This dam is being constructed at a cost of nearly $374.22 million, out of which 20% cost is being borne by the Indian government. The 55.5 meters high dam, which includes a 7.7 kilometer long hydel channel, can help in optimizing the functioning of the hydropower station located there. It will also enable the irrigation of around 5,000 hectares of land in Punjab and over 32,000 hectares of land in Jammu and Kashmir. The construction of the dam is being seen as a continuation of India's policy after the Pahalgam terror attack in May last year. India suspended the Indus Waters Treaty, linking it to Islamabad's support for cross-border terrorism, remember, and this was a big blow for Pakistan, as nearly 80 to 90% of its agriculture depends on the Indus River system. The Indus Waters Treaty was signed in 1960 following 9 years of negotiations. Although it allocates water from the eastern rivers for India's unrestricted use, the country lacked the infrastructure to stem the flow of the Ravi River into Pakistan. While Islamabad has written to India at least 4 times, requesting a reconsideration of the decision to suspend this treaty reportedly, New Delhi remains firm on its stance, stressing that blood and water cannot flow together. And with the Indus Waters Treaty in abeyance, India is also pushing ahead with several hydroelectric projects in the Indus Basin, adding to Pakistan's woes.
When we return, your weather update and more, stay tuned.
IETV's Valentine's Day giveaway. For a chance to win some amazing prizes, go to our Facebook page and tell us what's the most meaningful gesture of love you've ever given or received. Winners will be chosen from the most likes and shares. Participants must like and follow our IETV's Facebook page. Prizes are 2 vouchers for a couple for dinner from Rassam Restaurant, Heartland Plaza, valued at $400 each. A silver pendant and chain set from Kanai Rockbear Jewelers. An exquisite fashionable chain set from Vandana's Fashions, ground floor, Trin City Mall. And $250 towards motor vehicle insurance from Kalyani Limited Agency for Tatil.
During these challenging times, Dollar Value Supermarket is here for you, providing our customers with a clean, safe shopping environment. Fresh produce from our farms, affordable prices, and friendly customer service. It's these values that make us not just a supermarket, but part of the community, committed to serving you and your family. Dollar Value Supermarket, your pocket-friendly supermarket. Free home deliveries from our Gasparilla and Faizabad branches.
Welcome back to IETV's Major News. Let's take a look at today's weather forecast. In today's weather update, Friday, February 20th, today was partly cloudy to sunny across Trinidad and Tobago with warm and humid conditions. Periods of increased cloudiness developed during the afternoon, bringing isolated to scattered showers mainly across central, eastern and southern areas, while other districts remained generally fair. Daytime temperatures reached around 32 to 33 degrees Celsius in Trinidad and near 31 in Tobago. Tonight is expected to be partly cloudy with a few lingering showers, especially over eastern and southern districts. Conditions should gradually improve as the night progresses, becoming mostly fair by late evening into the early morning hours. Overnight temperatures are expected to fall to around 24 to 25 degrees. Looking ahead to tomorrow, Saturday, will begin with partly cloudy skies and sunny intervals. However, daytime heating and lingering moisture could lead to periods of increased cloudiness by late morning into the afternoon, with a chance of isolated to scattered showers mainly over central and southern areas. Maximum temperatures are expected to reach near 33 degrees in Trinidad and around 31 in Tobago. Looking at marine conditions, seas are expected to remain moderate, with wave heights between 1.0 and 1.5 meters in open waters. A light to moderate easterly breeze will persist, and marine interests are advised to exercise normal caution. Let's take a look at some crime news. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service is investigating a report of sexual assault which occurred during Juve celebrations in Port of Spain. A 34-year-old woman of Diego Martin reported that at approximately 9:08 a.m. while along Tragut Road in the vicinity of the Ministry of Agriculture building and participating with a Juve band, she was approached from behind by a male individual. According to reports, the suspect began dancing behind the victim and subsequently engaged in non-consensual sexual contact. The victim immediately pushed the suspect away as he attempted to leave the area. Security personnel attached to the band intervened promptly, detained the suspect and handed him over to responding police officers. The victim positively identified the individual, who was taken into custody and conveyed to the St. Clair police station. Investigations are ongoing. A Point Fortin man has been charged in connection with an incident of robbery with violence which occurred at approximately 7:30 a.m. in Claxton Bay on February 14th. If the victims, a 68-year-old woman and her 71-year-old husband, were at their residence when they were alerted by sounds of movement inside their home. Upon checking, they were confronted by 3 men. One of the suspects, who was armed with a firearm, announced a robbery. During the incident, the 71-year-old victim was assaulted and received several blows about the body, causing injuries. The assailants proceeded to rob the victims of quantities of cash and jewelry before making good their escape in an unknown direction. As a result of the investigation, the suspect was arrested and charged with 2 counts of robbery with violence. Legal advice was sought and obtained from Legal Officer Gordon. The matter is scheduled to be heard on Wednesday, 18th February at the Ajipa South Magistrates Court. Recapping the headlines, Defense Minister Wayne Sturge confirms U.S.-provided radar in Tobago to remain in operation indefinitely. COP Alistair Guevara explains body camera use during post-Carnival review. Minister of Culture and Community Development Michelle Benjamin says 137 million Carnival 2026 investment paid off, boosted visitors and communities. Well, this is where we leave you for now. On behalf of the entire news team, I am Micah Dumé. Thank you for joining us.